It doesn't feel like 17 days, does it?
No.
Not at all. It doesn't even come close to 17 days. You know, I had a lot of different things that I could kind of think about that I was really willing to mention. I'm just going to say a few words here real quick, if that's the right chat. I was nervous coming into this. I didn't really know what to expect. I had a lot of warnings from some of the guys on the national staff who said, "You got an older team. You got guys who are 2-3 times your age, and they may not listen to you." By the way, guys, I'm 21 years old. I'm still in school, and I think half the team is older than I am, maybe even more than that. And so, to you older guys, I want to say thank you so much for swallowing your pride, letting a young pup lead the way, talk over you guys. I know that everyone here has an opinion, especially those who've done it once or twice, and they know how things should go. They know what's supposed to be done. So I want to thank you guys for allowing me to learn and kind of come into my own way and figure this out. I really do appreciate it. The first day when I really knew that we had a great team was when we were at Fort Myers. We had gone through a pretty long day of cycling and we rolled into special populations. You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. The first dance that we really had? And I wasn't sure. This was like really the first big friendship visit that we had. And guys were just breaking out of their shells. There were guys who I didn't expect to say more than 2 words at a friendship visit. We were starting to go nuts and starting to say everything. Guys who I didn't really think would be dancing around, having a great time, suddenly jamming like it's the 70s all over again. And it was really impressive to see that. And I was so nervous beforehand. And when they brought out that proclamation from Cape Coral, guys got re-energized like someone that kicked them off the pants, and everyone just got up and started dancing all over again. And that was the day when I knew that this is not going to be just a good team. It wasn't going to be just a team that would just get across the state. It was a team that would leave a huge memory, and probably the guys that push and everybody else really inspire for future years to come, and hopefully create a lot of future pilots. I just want to say a couple quick thank yous first of all. The first is actually, not to sound like a suck up, to the national staff for getting us here. And I actually want to do a really quick shout out to Chad Coltrane. By the way, I do not intend to work at Push America ever in the future, or maybe, but this is only going to play you to get a job in the future, I guarantee it. But how many CEOs do you expect to see when you go outside are jacking up the car to fix a flat tire when you could be inside and napping? And that's exactly what I saw out of Chad earlier today when I was trying to get those top racks fixed. You will never expect to see that. I've never seen someone who is in such a position of power and influence, who is willing to go shoot the breeze with somebody who's 19, 20, 21 years old, who's willing to get dinner with you or find out something about you. He has no incentive to do that, but Chad chooses to do so anyway. So Chad, I really want to say thank you. It's truly an inspiration, not just to me, but I'm sure to a lot of the guys on the team. They're really impressed with somebody who can be so down to earth and yet have so much influence over so many people. So thank you, Chad. Appreciate it.
I'm hired next week, by the way.
Before I do actual introductions for everyone in the individual team, I want to specifically have some people stand up. The first is somebody who's been basically my boyfriend for the past 3 weeks. He's the guy who's out there with me every single day. We all know who you're talking about. He sacrificed an entire semester to really plan this and make sure it was all put together. Whenever I needed to step away from people and needed my 5 minutes of space to grab a towel, I'm not going to say nothing. He was the guy who would take those questions for me. So many times I've asked this guy to step up and do something when I have been unable to. And without him, this entire team would have crashed and burned from day one. Jesus Palma, please stand up. You've been so. Go ahead. We're gonna line everybody up actually on the wall. Go ahead. And I guess we'll start with. I'm gonna keep going. Actually, I don't even know who's on the next slide. Okay. And yes. Hang on. I want to say a word about Jeremy Osborne too, because he was the next guy I was going to call out. Jeremy, this is the third time doing an Alpha event, and he's been so encouraging. He's been the guy who's going to rock for the entire team. Whenever I need someone who can tell me that I'm doing an okay job, or I need feedback from somebody, someone who's honest, someone who's pragmatic, that's where Jeremy's been. he's done so many countless, thankless things that, a lot of the cyclists, not even the crew, can sometimes understand. So thank you so much, Jeremy. I believe the rest of the guys who are coming up are all crew, and these are the last of the guys that I all want to call out. So actually, I want all the crew members to stand up real quick. Everybody, not just Double B, everyone on crew. We got to spend a couple more nights together. We're going to spend a lot more time together. When we were in Charlotte, we got to do a lot of training, and it's not just the the leadership that sets the tone, but it's also the crew members as well. And I think actually being on crew sometimes can be truly an ultimate sacrifice. Because if you think about it, doing crew is not sexy. Selling to people, I'm riding a bike across the state of Florida, it sounds pretty nice to me. That's something that a lot of people, if you talk to someone on the street, it's easy to give them money for a fundraise. But to tell them I'm crewing, and people won't necessarily understand. That means marking turns, that means worrying about every single cyclist who gets through. That means feeding them, that means getting them water. That means going to be the last to eat. That means waking up half an hour earlier. And you guys at home probably already found out that we wake up at 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So you can kind of see why there are circles around under some of our eyes. And so it's to the crew that I really say thank you, because you guys don't get the recognition that you deserve. You never do. When it's a rival, everyone's clapping for the cyclists. That's no bias on my part, but it's true. You guys are the ones bringing up the rear. You're the ones who aren't clapped to, but you guys are the ones who shoulder so much work. So thank you, each and every one of you. So I'm going to call you guys up one by one. The first one I believe is Ben Baumgark. Get up, everybody. We're happy that everyone just kind of line up.
Classic Ben.
Next guy we have is my trusty lieutenant, the soldier, the guy who always can turn out whenever you need him to do something, Nat Hyde. Next man coming up is he's a clown. He dances kind of funny, but we all love him for it. This is Patrick Mooney. We have our sagely elder, Matt Ratliff, or as we love to call him, Matt. Matt actually had 3 jobs over this trip. He was in charge of equipment, finances, and thank you cards, was that? Development? That's right. He had a lot of work to do. Next up is Taylor Wall. Stand up. He celebrated a birthday in Orlando, and I'm just glad that he's still here for it. So mad. And now I want to introduce all of our cyclists. I won't be able to have the time to say a million amazing heartwarming words about all of you, but you guys have put in so much work, and especially for this first one, he's got a lot of experience, and I know that he's definitely one of those people who definitely could have said a lot more than he actually did. So I really appreciate him for all of that. Kevin Aldridge, where are you at, buddy?
He left.
He left.
He goes spend time with his family.
Yeah. Fair enough. It's fair enough. Next man is that. The next man also falls in the same category. Matthew Katie, get on up here. Thank you so much for all that. Next man, Marshall Grill, get on up here, please.
Go Pat!
Every single day, without fail, during our We call him Cyborg because he's a machine on the bike. Justin Hall, get on up here, please.